And we are back. Browns franchise. In the last episode, we did the offseason, doing the draft, free agency, all of that. In case you're curious, this is the draft we ended up with. No need to look at anyone, everyone was normal development. So, first round, we got Matt Lindley. Third round, we got Luke Gilkey. Looking to potentially replace Luke Whitworth, don't know. In the fourth round, we got Trey Richards. Fifth round, we got Ladarius Murphy. He was a bust. Sixth round, we got Sean Mays. And then seventh round, Keon Crawford. But realistically, these two are probably not going to make it. Maybe even Sean Mays. And let's just advance 1 week and show you what the roster is going to be looking like. So this is what our roster is currently looking. We do have to change some people around because it doesn't auto put players. And then this is what the defense is looking like. Very solid team right now. I mean, I'm very happy with what I see. But let me quickly go ahead and finalize some positions. Quarterback is fine. That's what it's supposed to be. Running back is what it's fine. It's what it's supposed to be. Tommy Tremble at fullback is good. Wide receiver, we don't even have a second. Why? This is the receiving core we have. Tight end, that's fine. This whole O-line, I think we have to do center. Better watch out. I mean, look at how close he is already, Luke Whitworth. Everything else, I believe, is good. Do we only have one right end? We have Trey Richards and Marcus Parker. D tackle's good. Outside linebacker, middle linebacker. Did we draft one? No, we didn't. Ladarius Murphy has to be the backup by default. Corner is fine. I think the only thing we have to change is the free safety. But Matt Lindley, he's going to replace both these guys, I'd imagine. Juan Thornhill, this is more than likely going to be his final ride. I mean, let's quickly go ahead and look at his contract situation. He's 31, so he's going to be 32 next year. He's probably going to get up to a 78 overall because he's right there. And he only has 1 year left. I mean, we're gonna thank him. I mean, 5 years for us is pretty good. Oh, by the way, for free agency, I forgot to say, we signed Lynn Simpson because I was just scrolling through players. He looked pretty good, so. One final thing I also want to do is see what we can get for Brandon James. No team has really offered him. 76 star dev, who wouldn't want him? Here we go, now we're getting some decent offers. Once again, I think we hold out another year. I know we can do better. Without further ado, go to Weekly Strategy, see what we have to do. Wrong one. This is going to Lynn Simpson. He is going to be one of them. And we also need to find someone else who we can give it to. Gil Wagner, we need him to improve. He's young enough. Realistically, I think 24 would be the oldest I am willing to go for weekly training. Because the whole point of weekly training, if you don't know, is just some extra XP for those select players. And might as well do that. I mean, what else are we going to do? But if you don't know how preseason works as well, starters play the first 3 quarters. Ooh, no. For preseason week 1, it's starters play the first quarter, backups play the rest. And with his one drive, got a field goal. And Dallas immediately takes a 2-score lead. If you don't know, Dallas is going to win this game. Dallas is EA's fallen chain, to keep it plain and simple. I mean, you look, Jack June, 3 for 3, 16 yards. Not a lot of yards. Brandon James did struggle a bit. Skylar Thompson, we don't really care about. I mean, we all know Dallas is always going to be good with EA. Trey Sermon getting the lone touchdown, but both Deshaun Carruthers and Roman Yancey doing a great job rushing. Receiving wise, the fact that Nelson Weiner led us in receptions, Lynn Simpson leading us in yards and touchdowns, getting the lone touchdown. No one eclipsed 50 yards is not great. Defensively, no sacks, no interceptions. 2 tackles for loss. Cameron Decker was perfect punting. Corey Gowry 57 yards. Brian Hoskins got injured, which does suck, but at the same time it might be best for him because I don't know if he's even going to make the roster this year. So if he happens to sustain a long-term injury, something that'll put him on IR, that might be best case scenario for him. Because realistically speaking, I believe he's going into a contract year, so it doesn't look like he even got injured. So this would be his final year on the team if he was to make the roster. But like I said, I'm not counting this game for anything. It's Dallas. EA is always going to let Dallas win. If you remember, in my Bears franchise, I would always have to make Dallas force lose because if you don't know, the person like in charge of Madden really is a Cowboys fan. So yeah, keep it simple. He's biased. Now this is a different type of game. This is one I can actually see a fair chance. Stars play one half, backers play the other half. Did we win or did it end in a tie? Brandon James. Oh, jeez. He might have to be traded. Oh, jeez. Jack June, 2 touchdowns. Very solid game. Brandon James, 5 for 9 for 45. Not as bad as I thought it would be, but... Receiving, once again, 56 yards as our leader. In 3 receptions being our leader is not good. Tyree Spears with the lone touchdown as well. Oh no, excuse me. Roman Yancey had 1. Evan Neal allowing a sack. What else is new? No sacks, no interceptions. Cameron Dicker perfect. Corey Gowery amazing job punting. Rashawn Moss with the return. So Brian Hoskins. Alright, Philly time. Bit different now. Starters play first 3, backers play the final quarter. I'm really hoping we can do something because we have really struggled. Brandon James looking like he's having a down year because his rookie preseason, I should say, was phenomenal. I mean, the amount of times we just turn the ball over is always a big issue. When I say turn the ball over, I mean just failure to get first downs. I see 14 for 20, 171. This is not a bad game. 7 for 9, 77, 1 touchdown. Not a bad game. Is there a first down though? It doesn't. We don't have those. I mean, Roman Yancey is doing a solid job. Sean Carruthers, on the other hand, not really. Cedric Tillman leads us with 5 receptions. Christian Watson with 62 yards leads us, and him and Lynn Simpson getting 2 touchdowns. 2 sacks allowed by Gil Wagner. 1 sack for Steven Leonard, no interceptions. Kicking, didn't attempt anything. Punting, amazing average. All I can be thankful about is we have a good special teams because they put in so much work with field goals and punts. With the lack of touchdowns and first downs we are able to get. So we end the preseason 0-2-1. I mean, fitting for us. Cut 15 players. uh, essentially practice squad. All quarterbacks are staying on the roster unless if we trade Brandon James, which we're not going to quite yet. Running back wise, I like the 4 we got. Receiver, we do not need 8. These 3 guaranteed. David Bell guaranteed. Lynn Simpson guaranteed. We're going to keep Brian Hoskins for another year. Tight end, we should only even have... we have 4. Well, that's okay, because Brian Forney, you can be on the practice squad. Left tackle, we do not need this many. We're just going to cut Taj. We'll come back to you, Lloyd Townsend. Perfectly fine with 2. We do not need this many centers, so Colt Bradshaw, we're going to say goodbye to you. And right tackle is fine as well. We don't need 3 left ends, we'll keep them for now. We don't need 3 right ends, so we'll practice squad Marcus Parker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut. Practice squad. 3 left outside linebackers is a bit much. We'll keep it for now. 4 we don't need, so we'll cut Brian Webb. 2 is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Practice squad. 3 safety. Strong safety. I mean, we still need to cut 4 people. Trevor Yates we're going to cut. I'm keeping 3 D tackles. Right ends. Left ends. We're cutting you. We have to find areas where we can make room. We need to go to the trade center. Like I said, I want to keep Malik Cunningham as our quarterback, but we simply can't. He would be the guy we cut. The Jets and Giants do show interest, so do the Saints and the Raiders. The Raiders' #1 need is QB. Well, who's your quarterback right now? Tom Proctor, you're probably going to re-sign him, or Carl Andrews, so I don't think that's very realistic. Saints, #1 needs quarterback. Kenny Allen, doesn't make much sense to me. Seahawks, your #1 needs quarterback. Daniel Jones. Keith Brooks, you're keeping Keith Brooks. Giants, who is your quarterback? Ramon easily. I could see Brandon James being traded there. Jets is the only other option. They have Skylar What I'd want is like a second and a fourth. Alright, a second this year and a fourth next year for Brandon James. So we end up getting a fourth for essentially for Brandon James. We could have asked for a first, but I feel like that would have been unrealistic. We're not even going to touch scouting anymore. Set season goal, once again, I think 7 wins, very doable. I don't know if I'd quite say playoffs yet. Choose draft class. We have to make sure we do that, though, however. Alright, this is going to be the draft class. Those are the top 10. That's about all we're going to look at. Opening day keys. We have some of those to go over. We are going to be looking for a dominating offense in the passing game. Roman Yancey looks like he's been doing a good job so far. Now it's time for Jack June to step up and throw for over 200 yards and a multi-touchdown game. Oh, he almost did it. No. Now we're going to be this regular season. I'm hoping we can win. Immediately down. Immediately turnover. 7-7. 10-7. 17-7. 24-7. 31-7. 38-7. Jack June, you better hope like you are the solo quarterback now. Excuse me, Christian Watson and Sean Kara first getting the touchdown. Sean Kara blocking. Sean Kara first, Luke Whippler. Barry Milstead with the solo sack. No attempts. And this team needs to figure something the fuck out or I'm gonna lose it with this team, man.